bars. Didn't even get to cross.
Hey guys, how's it going? ZaiZoe here. Gonna do something a little bit different. Some people can't seem to figure out how to build bases, so we're gonna build a 3D Town Hall 9 base. And if you're pushing, as you can see, it really doesn't matter what your defense base is. You're mostly gonna be 3-star. That was the only weak Town Hall 11 right there that minus 51'd me. He probably would have got the 3 stars anyway with his solid army, so it still doesn't matter. So, I like to have fun with my bases, and I like 3D stuff. So I'll count down 8 squares, and the great thing about in builder edit mode or whatever it is that you can actually build all of this further down if you want, and then before you add anything in, just simply move your walls. Or I think you can actually readjust the whole base. I'm not quite sure, but I don't come in here very often. So 20 walls up. Count down from the purple one up. 20 walls. Same thing from the other side. Count from the purple one up. You're going to go 20 walls again. And I've always built art bases. I always leave them up for defense too. Don't think that they work. By no means, if you build a please help me base, or if you build a base where all your loot is down, is that going to help you whatsoever. Now this is a little bit backwards. You can just count 3 dots down from the, or 3 squares I guess, down from the center dot, and then go out that way 20 squares, or go from the second wall back, count up 5, place there and come down. But it's easier just to go that way that we're now going from center to right. Go up 20, same thing on the other side, go up 20. So your first set of rows will be count 3 down, place it, and then count 8 down from the dot, place that row. And now we start to form our squares. And if you count up 13, I always count from the beginning dot there in the center. So count from there up 13, put your first set of walls down, and then count from the dot up to 6, put your second set of rows down. Same thing on the opposite side, and then fill your ends in, fill the other end in. And they're not perfectly sized squares, I guess. I could have tried, but this is the way I did it. This was my own base, by the way. I had never copied anybody else's base like this. I've always built 3D bases. I remember on my Town Hall 7 when I first built my base, I built a square block, and then I built a triple square block. And eventually I've come to this. So just make your squares there, make your other squares, come up with your lines. And your walls, of course, are going to be 4 squares up on each. So just put your 4 dots down in between, and then build your other row across the top after you fill in the end, and that'll be the right size. And then we're going to come back up again. Same thing, we're going to come up in the middle, and you're basically just making all the square blocks. You're starting to see it form now, that there is starting to be some depth, as they would say, to give us the 3D image. And once we get that other wall up there, should start looking a little more 3D like. Now I normally don't do base builds. Actually, I've never done a base build, so if it's terrible, this is as good as it's gonna get. We're gonna come back up off of that side now, and once you meet up there with your center, just keep going past, because you're going to have to build up into your other block. And so now we're forming the top of our blocks, and we have to stack one more block on the top yet, just to give it that final look. So build in our other side there. We'll go right up towards just about on the middle. We're going to have to stop a little bit for our block placement. So just come off of those last rows there that are coming out. You'll see I meet down to it right there. Same thing on the other side, meet down to it. And again, 4 walls, right? Just stick 4 walls up there. And then the 5th will go on top of the wall. That'll create the 5th block. So now we'll come down to the center, over, and then basically just come up the back side there, form the top of the block, finish it all off. And that will be our 3D image. So we can just take a step out and zoom back. And then you'll see basically like a stack of blocks. Now it's time to fill in those blocks. Now you can put anything anywhere you want. You can put your town hall up top, or you can put it there. That is where I like to put it. Kind of gives it that depth. I didn't have to do that there. I could have just made it as I originally had it. I had that block that's cut out there now. That makes it look like you're cut into it. I had that the other way. I had that so it was actually out as well. All you have to do is just add the extra row, but then I decided that I wanted to cut that in, and by placing the town hall there, you kind of give that illusion that there's now something for it to sit on top of. So that's kind of where I went for that. And of course, this isn't an easy art base neither. There are different variations of art bases to make. You can make an art base that a Town Hall 7 for sure, as a Town Hall 9. I do have art bases that I know no 7 will beat. They just won't do it. But I do know that I can set up an art base so that also a Town Hall 7 will beat it. It really depends your air defense locations for the lower town halls as far as that goes. So this base isn't your easy walk-through art base. It does give a bit of a challenge. They do have to use their troops, so it's not like they're just going to walk into your town hall, take your town hall, and leave without giving you that shield. They are going to have to give you the shield. That's your own risk you're going to have to take depending on where you put the town hall. Of course, if you stuck it on the very top of this pyramid, it'd be right there for someone to easily take from the outside and just dodge if they're being a kind of a bit of a jerk. Otherwise, most guys don't just stop at taking the town hall. They do want to go for some more cups. I have seen the odd time where a guy will just take the snipe and then ditch out. That's it. So it just depends on what you were up as an offer. If it's a low offer, you're probably, you're just going to get if you're a 7 offer or a 6 offer, you're probably going to get your town hall sniped, and the guy's probably just going to ditch out of there. But like some of us, we want all the cups we can get, or loot, or everything else. Plus we like giving the shield, so we go all out. And I'm going to tell you, I kind of cheated on this. As you can see, I'm not dragging and pulling stuff up. I'm in village edit mode, and I'm deleting stuff. I've just simply reversed the video, and we did it that way. I gotta tell you, that is a lot easier than me also trying to build the base, because how I build my bases, or if I've seen somebody's base style that I liked, but I want to change it up a bit, just so I'm not completely copying it, I take a screenshot of their base, and then I just start back and forth, looking at one, looking at mine, looking at one. So that is how I've done some of my bases. This base, however, is, like I said, that's my own base. I do have a dragon base. I've seen a Town Hall 8 with it. I put it in one of my videos, so that one's not actually mine. I wish I could say that one was mine. I did make a reindeer base, however, this year for Christmas, and the reindeer base was 100% mine. I seen somebody with a wolf or a fox. I don't know what it was. Could have been a dog. And I was like, hey, I can make that into a reindeer. So I made the neck a little bit longer. I took the long bushy tail he had off and made it into a reindeer. And that's it. I want you to remember, though, black walls matter. If you've learned anything, remember that. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Hopefully you like this base build. I have no idea what I'm doing. See you guys in the next video. Peace.